Hello and welcome to a little stream here. I just have to find out how do I open this. Okay, so let's redo this. Turn down the volume. Wait, no. Thank you. And I complete. Damn it! The stream is called. Damn it! Where do I change this now? Probably on here. Wait, sorry. So let's do it like this. Yep. And English, please. The question is, where can I save the recordings directly? So, okay, yeah. Does it change now? It's a question that I'd like to ask. Perfect. Just perfect. Also, I should be able to do this. Pretty sure I deactivated the... Damn it. Please mute this. Thank you. That's a video, it seems. Not the stream I'm searching for. Damn it. Yeah, okay, that's it. Can I have the chat somewhere? No. Why is this stuff here? Okay, we have to redo this here once again, and I just throw something off my table. Let's stop the streaming here. That's the wrong one. There we have it. Okay, let me shortly do something here. So, another test. No, actually. But no. Thank you. I will need a little moment here, so it would be nice if you could wait there. Yeah. Still have to wait. The question is, where is the chat? Oh, there is a live chat. Perfect. And if you're a cat lover, perfect. What a lame cat pun. So now I should have great direct connection for my stream and can read the chat. Perfect. Without having to, well, great. Everything's great. Where was I? Yeah, I'm going to do a few videos and actually I will record them because I have no idea if... Wait, let's see that for a moment here. Oh, okay. That's a thing. Let's delete that. What the fuck? Okay, good. Now the game loaded everything. We may have to wait here for a moment. And let's just remember the map names. Norden. Ooh, no mage. This is a replay of yesterday, I think. And yeah, let's start the recording here soon. Hello and welcome to another Total War Warhammer 2 multiplayer battle. This is, well, live stream as well as a video I'm going to do if the live stream is not recorded. And this is a battle replay of, well, a 2v2. We are playing as the Tomb Kings, Katab and Malekith for the Dark Elves against two Bretonnian players. Let's get to their deployment. We have two groups of knights here, one being Grey Knights, one being Knights of the Realm. Then Albrecht the Borderlow as a Bretonnian, yeah. As well as two additional units of knights, one being Grey Guardians and one being Knights of the Realm. Wait, are they Grey Knights or Grey Guardians? Grey Guardians, damn it. Okay, as well as two additional group of knights, one being Grey Guardians, one being Cresting Knights. And then here, hidden in the bunch, the Green Knight. And since we don't really have too much magic attack, this is the problematic foe. And then we have four groups of peasant mobs as well as four groups of foot squires. Here they stand with their great swords, mighty. And two groups of blessed field trebuchets. They're actually pretty cool. And then a front line of spearmen at arms with shields, probably against anything big. And then three units of peasant bowmen with fire arrows, as well as two groups of battle pilgrim and an additional unit of foot squires. And the Fey Enchantress with all her spells. Every single one. Yeah, and for our deployment we have 3 groups of Dread Spears. Behind that 3 groups of Black Arc Corsairs with handbows. And behind that 3 normal Black Arc Corsairs, as well as Malekith on his dragon. And 1 Reaper Bolt Thrower and 1 Cold One Chariot. Let's see which spells Malekith bring. Ooh, also all of them. That's pretty costly. I mean, he costs like 3k or something. And then 3 groups of Dark Riders with shields as a flanking force. So let's start the battle here. Also, if I did not tell that yet, we're on the map Norden. Oh, I forgot to go over my army. I brought 2 groups of spearmen, 1 group of Tomb Guard with halberds, a front line of 4 skeleton warriors, and 3 groups of Ushaptis, the basic ones. Then 2 groups of skeleton archers and 1 group of the Blessed Legion of Fart, as well as a Casket of Souls, 2 Tomb Princes, and the Grand Hierophant Katep, with the 2 basic spells of the lore of Nehekara. Let me see how they are called. Jav's Incantation, and Nero's Incantation of Protection. First place, good. I also brought his Sandstorm ability. And as you can see, the trebuchets start firing into my lines. Probably dealing a good amount of damage at some point. And at this point we're not seeing this force here, as you can see on these symbols. So the only thing we really see are these things here, and I'm trying to angle my troops and hope my ally pivots around. And then I'm going to try to march on this field here. I don't exactly want to fight in the woods here, since, well, my Ushaptis are getting pretty much debuffed in there, in terms of the speed and attack skill. But I also don't want to charge through and get encircled. That would be pretty bad for me. So I kinda have to wait for my ally to circle around to do a good thing here. Also a little tip here, don't really place your spearmen in the front. It usually binds them in the front line, and then you can't really have them to basically fight the important units. Here we have the Casket of Souls that should fire at the moment or something. Yep. Having a little test fire. As you can see, if it hits great. Even though these guys are spearmen, so it doesn't really do too much. But let's take a look here. We don't really have much in terms of magic attack. So, yeah, the Green Knight is a curse here. Will be a curse, but we did not notice it yet. I mean, you rarely see people bring the Green Knight just because he's pretty strong. At this point all the knights have retreated to this position, probably to ambush my ally. Here, and there we have it, the spearmen charge in while the knights are pretty much unbound. This could evolve into a bad situation, but we also have my allies' cavalry here. And at this point, since the enemy has gone this far, I am going to march forward. And we have the Skull Storm here, sadly wandering off. It's a basic ability of Katep, so it doesn't consume winds of magic, and I just like the looks of it. Well, it did some good damage here. They are firing on my Ushapti, which is a good target for them. Also have some of my Ushapti go here in the front line to support them, but mostly to circle them around and harass their archers a bit, but when their foot squires came around, I had them run into the backline of the spearmen, and as you can see, they are already fleeing. So for my allies troops, they have pretty much clumped up here, and I think at this point, the knights come in, and since they are charging into the flanks, there is no charge defense negation, and it hurts pretty much. I can imagine. Also, we have my archers firing here into the foot squires. And yeah, some of my Ushabtis going here against the Grey Guardians and the Questing Knights, which is a pretty hard fight for them, especially since the Green Knight is in here, and single target heroes heroes are usually pretty good against these bigger monster groups, monstrous infantry. And I did not notice that until they crumbled away. But I had a few shots of the how's it called? Casket of Souls going there. Sadly, my halberdiers are getting shot up by the field trebuchets, so I will at some point send a few troops over there, but way too late. Probably should have done that earlier. And as you can see, my allies' troops have been pretty much messed up by all the cavalry. Even though they are fighting in the forest, they are still Grey Guardians, and they got a rear charge in. Even Malekith isn't looking too well here. And they are basically messing up the whole backline. And these guys are getting chased by peasant mobs. Well, I also brought the Casket of Souls here to have a bit short range fire, because it's pretty precise in short range. And there we have the Awakening of the Woods being casted. And as you can see, they're continuing to shoot on my halberdiers. As you can see, my two Tomb Princes and Katep are no real match for the Green Knight, which is kinda sad that you can't really do anything with the basic heroes of the two kings against them. I think there is no real buff spell that gives you magic attack, or is there? And well, I could have brought someone with the Lore of Shadows or something. And if we take a look here on the Green Knight, he doesn't have too many Shadows of Death. I mean, yeah, he doesn't have too many hit points. Sadly, here my Ushabtis are being taken apart. And the Awakening of the Woods is pretty much slowing me down.
Attack the living! Forward!
And yeah, at this point these guys are also in my backline, so that's bad for me right now. And as you can see, my spearmen are now in their trebuchets, sadly way too late. Should have managed that better. Yeah, I had some fire on here because there was this melee blob here, and yeah. I also turned off the auto fire for my Casket of Souls. I probably should have shot at these knights or something to help my allies' troops here. Or there.
Immediately! Sacrifice them!
Damn it, that was a miss.
Legions forward!
As you can see, our archers are not doing too much damage to the Green Knight.
Break them!
Not much damage at all. And my Tomb Prince won't do well either, even if I buff him.
Onwards, legions! Charge! Obey me!
Because I don't really have any magic attack.
Onwards, legions!
That hit my ally more than it hit my enemy. Damn it. Then they are charging my Casket of Souls, maybe? But it's already kinda low on ammunition, so it's okay, and Malekith uses that situation to fight. Also that thing can fire while it's engaged in melee, so that's fine.
For the best!
And they're ignoring it, because they are not doing as much damage as they probably expected. Thing is that the Casket of Souls is pretty hardy in terms of fighting against these targets, and I think I've retreated my heroes because they couldn't do anything against the Fey Enchantress and the Green Knight. The Doombolt would have been pretty good against him. I have to remember bringing Death Magic against... Ah yes, another Skullstorm, since there were no other targets around anymore. Should think of bringing a Lich Priest of Death in the future if I fight against Bretonia, just to counter eventual Green Knights. And I mean, the Lore of Death is pretty good. And fun and stuff.
Carted, move! Move!
And let me see... Yeah, he only has a physical resistance, no magic resistance stuff or anything. So... And now we have the Code 1 chariots going in, but I think they are kinda late to the game. And that's pretty bad for them. And the problem is, we can't really beat this player unless we really beat the Green Knight, since that thing is unbreakable. And even Malekith in here is not doing too well.
Animals! Has Musa! Legions forward! Forward! Carted moves!
Let's take a look after the recording, after the replay. I mean, if the Tomb Kings have any good thing to really effectively get some magic attack. I mean, it could be useful against Clan Angron too. Tiri was buffing up Malekith, but sadly he was retreating him. And as you can see, the Green Knight has already healed. I think he has regeneration, or at least got healed by the Fey Enchantress. And the fire rain is going down on Malekith. And at this point my Casket of Souls has no ammunition left. And I basically want to charge it in somewhere, but sadly my leadership breaks and basically all my troops, my heroes, and I think Katap to crumble away. So overall it was a pretty close battle, if you don't take the Green Knight into account. I mean, he is pretty devastating, as we will see here. And as you can see, the Knights did pretty well, and these Foot Squires basically messed up my allies' troops that were lumped up. And I don't think Spearmen are really that good against Foot Squires. Yeah. And these field trebuchets basically killed my Tomb Guard and killed a lot of my troops too. So they were pretty efficient. I probably should have tried to shut them down earlier. I mean, there were a lot of openings in their defense, but I didn't really see them as primary targets. since they were only firing on my backline, and my backline was supposedly protected, but at the end we saw it wasn't really. Yeah. And well, the peasant mobs were there to distract some troops, and they probably did that pretty well. I mean, they run through the backline and basically chased one troop of the Black Ark Corsairs, which was weird. But yeah, whatever. And the Knights of the Realm still got a good amount of kills, but these Grail Guardians are pretty powerful. And then for the Bretonnian player, the Green Knight only got 32 kills, but he was more on sniping business, and the Fey Enchantress got beaten. But sadly the Green Knight is unbreakable, so this is why he's an annoying target, and probably would have needed the Doom Bolts, but I think this player wasn't really paying attention to the Green Knight, which was really annoying. I mean, I didn't notice him till he killed one of my Tomb Princes. I didn't notice him that he was a Green Knight. I thought he was a basic captain, because you usually don't see the Green Knight and you're not prepared for it. Yeah, and that's how he was. An annoying Green Knight. And then the spear line pretty much crumbled against the skeleton spearmen and the Ushabtis. This is the thing, the skeleton swordsmen, yeah, swordsmen, not spearmen, are pretty effective against most of the more defensive infantry, cheap defensive infantry, since they have a good mass unit amount and okayish attack skill and a good okayish defense skill, and they get their healings off. So yeah. And for the battle pilgrims, I don't know what happened to them, but I think they run into one of the Ushabtis, which didn't go too well for them. And the foot squires also kinda run into Ushabtis, got a few kills, but yeah, most was done by this thing here, and the knights. And then for the bowman line, they did a good work trying to focus on important targets like my Ushabtis, and were pretty well managed. They retreated when they were attacked and instantly turned around and shot again once I withdraw them, my troops that were to follow them. And the Green Knight was constantly running interruption on those units. Oh yes, the Green Knight basically killed one of my units with the support of, I think, the Questing Knights or something. Yeah. I have to remember to bring a bit more magic damage against Bretonnia in the future. To my units, I already talked about my skeleton line. I don't know what happened to this skeleton spearman unit. Probably was on backline duty and got shot down or something. This was the one that basically kills the two catapults. So good work there, skeleton spearman. And my tomb guard couldn't do too much since it was focused down by the catapults. I probably should have left it back in the woods so that the trebuchet couldn't see it, but I kind of failed to notice that. And I mean, they picked the right target out for it, so great work there. And my archers did an okayish amount of kills. I expected kind of more of them, and honestly I probably shouldn't have brought them. I mean, bringing archers against Bretonnia is a okayish thing, but they just have more and better archers in my opinion. And for my Ushabtis, they did pretty good all over the board, and my Casket of Souls only got 121 kills. But you have to keep in mind it also regenerates your Winds of Magic, which allowed me to basically cast my protection spells and stuff over the whole battle. And yeah, that's pretty effective. I don't know if it also affects your allies. Let's see. Custom battles, and where are we? What? Ah, yeah. Casket of Souls. No, only for self. Okay. And what was the other? Ah, yes, for magic damage we have the Swings of Uzep, which deals magic damage, but it's a pretty costly unit, and basically you have a unit around the Necro Sphinx. Or you could bring Hero Titans. They would be okayish choice, I guess. I don't know how good they fare against heroes, though. Yeah, they have these sniper shotgun shots, but even though they deal magic damage, they are spreading way too much and have too many little projectiles, so they are not really doing that well against, well, anything. Never seen the Stalker's shotgun attack really do that much damage. But other than that, we would have the Capra Guard, but once again they are infantry, and they won't be able to catch these heroes, so we probably would want to have a Lich Priest of Death with some Spirit Leech or Fate of Petuna. And no. Oh well, maybe Shem's Burning Gaze could work well here. And for the lore of Nehekara, I don't think we have really any effective spells. Yeah, and that's a Vortex spell, so it won't do really well against single heroes. So I hope you enjoyed this, and for the YouTube video watchers and not the stream watchers, which are currently none, have a nice day. Bye. So let's get into the next battle, the next replay. That was this one here. And as you can see, I played as a Crooked Moon on Lagil, and I'm gonna drink a sip of water. Water. Great. And as you can see, we're fighting against dwarves as greenskins, an old fight. So, hello and welcome to another Total War Warhammer multiplayer battle. This is once again a replay. I'm currently streaming it, but you can also, well, see it at the YouTube video if the stream does not get uploaded automatically, which I have no idea. It happens sometimes and sometimes it doesn't. It's kind of weird. Yeah, so what do we have here? We are playing as the Greenskinned and the Crooked Moon against the Dwarves and Clan Angert. And as you can see, the Dwarves have brought a lot of artillery, so let's get started with these Rangers here. We have two groups of Rangers for Clan Angert in the beautiful blue colors. I really like the Dwarf models, even though I don't really like the Dwarves. But yeah, whatever. Then for the weaponry, we have two organ guns, one grudge thrower and one flame cannon, as well as one group of slayers in the backline, probably to protect them against any bigger units like wolf riders, orc warboys, giants, whatever. Then one unit of dwarf warriors with great weapons, and 4 additional units of dwarf warriors in the front line, all of the basic dwarves, as well as Rune Lord on with an Anvil of Doom, it seems. And there we have another Rune Lord on an Anvil of Doom, so double Rune Lord, hey, yeah. And then we have 2 units of Grudge Throwers here for the basic dwarves, as well as another Flame Cannon, 3 groups of Quarrelers, 1 group of Dwarf Warriors with great weapons, and then in the backline 3 units of Dwarf Warriors, 2 with great weapons, 2 and 1 basic one, one group of hammerers as well as crawlers with great weapons on level 3, and 2 groups of iron rakes, one with trollhammer torpedoes, one without. So with basic flamers, as well as 1 additional unit of slayers. And here on the flank 1 unit of dwarf warriors and a runesmith. Yeah, running this runesmith rune lord combi is really annoying. Something else to say to this army? Nope. It's a pretty tanky army and artillery heavy army, and as you can see, they kind of deployed a bit of their deployment line. I think it should have ended here or something. But still pretty forward, they are not corner campers, so at least something. And for my army I brought 3 groups of goblins in front, 2 being night goblins, 1 being the warlord's boys. They are the armor thundering ones, and then 2 groups of 3 groups of savage orc biggins and 2 groups of basic savage orcs, as well as 2 groups of basic orc boys with shields. And yeah, I brought them mostly to get a bit flanking fire, and our enemies deployed there. So we will have to wander around, which is pretty annoying considering their amount of artillery. But I also brought artillery in form of 3 goblobbers, 1 being the Hammer of Gork. Then I brought basic Night Goblin Warboss on a squig. Yeah, because he has this ability here, Spite of the Bad Moon. So if you think about it, you can basically protect your units pretty good from archer fire. And then I have the Rusty Arrows, how else could it be, as well as 1 group of squig hoppers, Night Goblin squig hoppers, and 1 group of more groups Mangy Marauders, as well as 1 group of basic Goblin Wolf Rider archers here at the flank. And then I have a Night Goblin Shaman with Gorkil Fixit, Itchy Nuisance and Sneaky Stabbing, and 1 additional Night Goblin Shaman with nothing but the Wand of Jet. So basically he's a battery. And that's what he is. And for my allies army we have 3 groups of Black Orcs which are pretty slow, so they will take some time to actually get into battle here. A Ragnarok Spider. Ooh, nasty. Little monster here. And for leadership we have Grimgore and an Orc Shaman who brought Foot of Gork, Fist of Gork, Atbat, and here we go. Yeah. And for the remaining army we have 2 groups of... no, 1 group of Orc Boys, 1 group of Orc Biggins, 2 groups of Orc Era Boys, 1 group of Goblin Wolf Chariots, and 2 groups of Orc Boar Boy Biggins. Did I miss something? Nope. So let's get started here. As you can see we have artillery fire already going on against my goblobbers. Doing not too much damage, but doing a good amount of moral leadership damage while I try to basically attack their infantry line a bit. Sorry. And as you can see the rangers have found my Night Goblin Squig Hoppers as well as my more groups Mangy Marauders, which I'm going to retreat while I have my Squig Hoppers run forward and basically catch a few dwarves here. But at this point their cannons are also messing up my infantry, which is pretty bad for me. And at this point I have my Squig Hoppers retreat and basically attack these organ guns. And later these guys, but sadly they have a lot of archer fire here supporting it, so that's problematic. And my poor Orc Boys and my Warlord's boys are also getting pretty much shot down by all these artillery. One little question here: would you consider 4 pieces of artillery as a spam, like you consider 3 units of big units, giant units as a big unit spam? just a question, or is it more like with cavalry? More than 3 units, by the way. I'd like to know that, your opinion on that topic. I probably should have brought more squickhoppers, seeing how well they perform against these kind of armies. Yeah. At this point we have my wolf guys here, goblin wolf riders here, but sadly they couldn't do too much. I wanted to harass the backline, but they got found out and shot down by these archers. Probably should pay more attention to them, but I was kinda in this battle here and had things to do. Probably should also have attacked the flame cannon more, but my goblin rock robbers, whatever, are still pretty good at firing at these guys here, hitting down their ranged troops. And at some point we should, yeah, here we have a little foot of Borg going down to these great weapon warriors. Not really doing too much for the cost of it. And we have the war boys Biggins running in, but sadly being greeted by Slayers, which will just take them apart. Yeah, Slayers are pretty deadly. These guys are just sitting here and getting shot down. Also not great for them. So at this point I sadly leave these organ guns firing. Probably should have sent my troops here to attack, but I wanted to shot down this flame cannon, since it dealt a lot of damage to my savage orcs. And here I missed the charge, sadly. This battle was catastrophic. But still pretty fun to fight against dwarves. So at this point I try to finish off their Rune Lord. I also have my Goblin Shaman here in battle. He's not really good, but he's also not bad, so I mean, he is still a character, so he should do well if supported by troops, which he is clearly not at this moment. Also, we have my squickhoppers coming back into these cannons here, rush throwers. See how happy they are.
Moving fast. Stab 'em. Stab 'em good.
And at this point we have the Warlord's boys on him, so he gets Sundered Armor. But he still has his Rune Lord abilities, so like the Rune of Wrath and Ruin, and the Master variant nonetheless. As you can see, my allies Black Orcs have been routed off, since I think... no, Grimgor is still in there, holding out. I think he has used his Unbreakable thing. And here we have a headbutt going down, dealing not too much damage since dwarves are pretty resistant. But currently I'm trying to get this Rune Lord down. But we have some hammerers coming in, messing up the poor little goblins here. But the Rune Lord is fleeing and is kinda low on health. But sadly, with the support of the hammerers and great weapons, he will get out of here, while the archers are still firing. And some of my savage orcs finally got into battle, but being not too well, yeah, they don't really work that well. Also, let's have a look here at these guys. They are pretty down already, so let's see. Do we get a tooltip for it? No, we don't, but I think it should reduce their armor too. But sadly it's not enough, since they have the support of this group of dwarven warriors. And yeah. Right now I have my more groups managing marauders since I don't have ammunition run into these guys. And it seems both sides are losing a battle. Isn't that great? Yeah. And we have the Ragnarok spider coming back, not too well already. But trying to save Grimgore here against the Rune Lord. Also some Black Orcs. But all over it looks pretty grim. Also my ammunition for my artillery is running low. So I'm going to send them into the front line in a minute there. Also, I forgot about my the rusty arrows. Damn it. Yeah, probably shouldn't have done this. So let's see if we will get an online battle in a minute. But before that I will have a little pause. Since I need to refill my water and yeah. To refill my water. These two things are one and the same. Also, yeah, as you can see, he got into battle once and now is running off. Now the samurais are coming in, holding this goblin shaman who's trying to follow him. And at some point I have my rusty arrow shoot on him. Like these guys shoot on these war boys. Yeah, bad charge since there are slayers in there. Kinda painful here. And as you can see, they are getting massacred. And as you can see, the Rune Lord came back from routing. And now we have these arrows flying in. Some just flying off of him, but since they are armor thundering. And that was a final arrow. Killing him, shooting him into the heart. So it's still a sad day for the dwarves to lose the runesmith. Probably he messed up my lines pretty good with his artillery and stuff. Now we have a lot of units in here.
Let's do it.
The last arrows flying in, as you can see, they're already low on ammunition. But I was wondering how well the leadership of my troops is that they did not rout now. Probably because these orc arrow boys are still pretty healthy. And I mean, we dealt a good amount of damage, especially to their boss, but I don't think we would have any chance to win this at this point. Yeah. Maybe if these guys charged in with, or yeah, they probably should have charged in or something. I mean, orc arrow boys are pretty good in melee if you charge them in. Especially, as you can see, the vigor of all troops is kinda low at this point. While they are still great, so they could do potentially pretty much in this battle. But at this point we're getting surrounded. Not even the goblin warboss with his squig can deal with that. He's fighting side by side with my battery goblin shaman, I believe. Because my other shaman got routed off. Yeah, there he is. so I can't even cast sneaky stabbing and stuff like this. Well, sneaky stabbing wouldn't be efficient here, but Squirrel will fix it or something. And we have the rune spares coming in here, boosting up these troops. As you can see, runes here on my guys are no negatives yet, but they might as well. Plus 30 armor, death blow, so pretty grim for my troops here.
Shame your ancestors.
Hey, at least he didn't bring 2 runesmiths, right? And we have the remaining rusty arrows coming into battle, being quite okay in terms of vigor, but that won't help them. And as you can see, troops are starting to flee here. My goblin warboss fled, my goblin shaman is fleeing, trying to flee. And greenskins without leadership are usually not doing too well. And as you can see, they are running and are now breaking. And some final fire cast upon my units by the Iron Rakes. Basically, or where... no, they were my allies' units, right? Well, whatever. As you can see, my front line didn't do too well since they got kinda shut down. But my archers and artillery did great, especially since they only cost like 600 per piece. So that's great. And yeah. My Night Goblin Warboss did well together with the Shamans. They buffed up really well. And then for my allies, sadly these Black Orcs got in, but were kinda overwhelmed by the artillery and the archers. These Orc Boy Biggins got kinda shut down since they kinda tried to front charge some Slayers. And Orc Boy Biggins are not really the best units. And I think their only real use is to give the Greenskin something with focus against big units and anti-cav. But I think Biggins are better. That's my personal opinion. Because these guys are kinda bad in prolonged combat, especially against infantry. And yeah, these Orc Arrow Boys sadly were only hold in the backline. Kinda like I forgot about my rusty arrows and stuff. It can happen in a bit chaotic battle. Yeah. Or like I forgot about my Goblin Wolf Riders. Big mistake there. But about my Squig Hoppers I'm quite happy. And even my rusty arrows got a few kills in melee. And also Wolf Goblin Chariots, I'm not sure if they are really that efficient. But the Ragnarok Spider would probably have been efficient if it wasn't focused down by the cannon and archer fire. It's kind of susceptible to that, so you want to keep an eye on that. And yeah, for the dwarf line they all did pretty okay. Some got shot down earlier, some survived the whole battle. And they got a good amount of kills all over the board. Well, except this organ gun, which kind of got charged by my Squig Hoppers early. And was stopped from firing too much into my guys. But the rest messed up my guys pretty hard. Especially my Savage Orcs. I did not expect a flame cannon. Also a lot of flame going on here with... where are the flame iron rakes there? That's a flame cannon, and then this flame cannon, and these 2 normal brush throwers. So yeah. Also the Slayers did pretty well, killed these Orc War Boys, Biggins, whatever. But the front line didn't get too many kills, but enough, and they routed off the Black Orcs, and I think Grimgor survived, but the Orc Shaman, yeah, didn't. Sadly, too many runesmiths. I just runesmiths. Mm. And then they have some master runes. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this episode, and have a nice day if you are watching this video, and if you're watching the stream, which you're probably not, since I only see, yeah, no additional viewers. So, have a nice day for now. And with that, I think I'm going to get myself some new water, since I've already gone through all of my water. And yeah, till then. Hello and welcome back. Yeah. Let's see. Where are we? One moment. So, let's see if there are some multiplayer battles. No woodies? Weird. They are all crap. So, let's do a quick battle. Crap in terms of I don't play anything other than 12,400 or 12,400 games. Ooh, I have to play press and game, but before that, let me just do something little here, so that I can basically not be sniped. So let's see which army I'm going to take against Wood Elves. Let's use the Hoppers. Yeah, that's a fun army. So do I? Yeah, I have Fist of Gork. Great. And today we're playing against pancakes. Oh, I have seen something. It's not completely well. So now it's hidden. Great. So let's wait here. This army is bullshit. I just seen that. Let's use Azak. Yeah, that army looks a bit better, with a bit more big guns for anti-cav. And which spells did I give Azak? Let's take away Fate of Bijuna and give him that. And therefore level up our big guns here. And maybe our goblins. Yeah, that seems great. So, any viewers there at all? Probably not. Yeah, none at all. So, let's get started against Britonia. Ooh, I never played on this map. I think. Plateau of the Dead. Oh, also, I can now do this, so yeah. Oh, that's a desert map. Huh, interesting. Not much room there to place your units, but let's do this anyway. Just to bite them in the back at some point. These guys here, behind the front, they're my back runners, so let's do this and this. Have them here And these guys here. Then the savage orcs around the black orcs. Even though black orcs are probably not a good choice against Bretonnia. And the big uns in the back line. Just to... let's split them up a bit.
Here we go. Choppers ready.
And one of the big uns here. And the other big un here. Great. Then the Orc Era boys in the center. And my goblins on the flanks, Azek, Pier, Morgroves, Mangy Marauders here. Or maybe here in the woods, if I can hide them in there. Not hidden yet, maybe a bit. Like this. They just don't want to hide. Seems. Well, whatever. Have them here. And yeah, start battle. Let's see how it works. Okay, a Damsel of Heaven, some Pegasus Knights, and King Leon Coeur. Have these guys come in closer. And no Green Knight, great. Let's get a bit closer, just to make them get into range here. No artillery, so that's great. What are these? Grail Guardians and Questing Knights, great. So let's dodge this here a bit. Have these guys stay there. And now it's time to march forward, I guess. Have these guys stay back a bit. Maybe on skirmish mode. These are men-at-arms. So that's great. Have them charge in the spearmen. They are going after Azek. That's just great. Let's bring them down here into the fray. Also Azek cast Gloom and Darkness right here.
Moving fast! Run, boys! Moving fast! Choppers out! Ready? Run, boys!
So have these guys go around here, charge the Damsel, overcast Spirit Leech on the wrong unit, perfect. Kill the Damsel. Have the Goblin War Boss go in here too. charge them in here too. Have the night goblins in here. Just here we go. Sprint. Try to catch him. Ooh, they're really good at messing my gobos up there.
This is it. Have it. Run, boys. Yeah. Get 'em.
And let's get these guys back here.
What?
And now try to get the Pegasus Knights.
Run, boys.
And I think we should have this. And yeah, this was a battle. Let's take a look since we have time. I had really feared that they would pounce on Azag with all their flying troops and supported with their archers, but luckily they didn't. And I could hold off these guys long enough so that my frontline basically could crush their frontline and then kill their leadership. Also, I would have had to deal with all these units, and as you can see, the Grey Guardians didn't take too much damage, as well as the Grey Knights, even though they were in battle for a pretty long time. The thing is, they have this Blessing of the Lady, or whatever it's called, and it basically gives them a lot of protection. And yeah, that's basically the danger of these guys. And these questing knights did pretty well, probably cutting through some of my orcs here. And questing knights are pretty cool units. I like them, having cavalry with two-hand sworded bastard swords or two-handed swords. Just reminds me a lot of Mount and Blade players who basically ride around with a two-handed sword. Bah, I hated the multiplayer times with two-hand spam. But yeah, no viewers there. So what else? Was kind of a mistake holding the damsel back so far, because she has a pretty useful melee buff. Also, the Grey really came into combat a bit too late, and they did pretty good taking care of my goblins at first, but at the end they didn't have the frontline capabilities to take care of all these orcs. They should have tried to support it with their cavalry. Maybe a bit cheaper cavalry would have done it. Most of the Bretonnian cheaper cavalry can pretty well deal with greenskin cavalry or greenskin units at all, so that's a thing. And I don't really know why you would want to bring Pegasus Knights against greenskins. Primarily for one reason: the greenskins don't really have that much air troops, and they don't really have that dangerous ranged troops. I mean, they have the arrow boys, but they are pretty okayish in melee, and they are not really that scary in ranged combat. So it might have been better to basically spend money for that into normal cavalry units against greenskins, but honestly, bringing black orcs against Bretonia isn't the best thing either. I mean, they're pretty hardy and they hit like trucks, but still, they are not really that efficient. It would be more efficient if I brought a bunch of big guns or basic orcs with shields against peasant bowmen with fire arrows. There's also the mistake with the savage orcs. They are usually pretty weak against fire arrows, since they basically wreck them and completely ignore all the defense that they have. So yeah, since they really rely on that physical resistance, which is pretty good against, well, any kind of AP and high damage, but still it won't help you if the damage is something different than physical damage. Also, the Warlord's boys were pretty good, as well as my backline goblins did pretty okay getting together these archers so that they won't run away too far. And there is a point this player also camped in the corner, which, well, not but against the wall, which basically allowed their troops to flee completely and not try to regroup I mean, their cavalry would have been in battle for a long time, and they made the mistake to basically challenge Azek on the ground with Leon Kerr, while my goblins are around and in my territory where my units are on the ground, so that's a bit problematic there. Also, that one Warg really did well. So, let's have a cinematic look of this, shall we? I will also record this probably for YouTube if the stream does not get saved for some reason. So let's get that going. This is just a cinematic thing for YouTube, so I won't really talk that much, but have fun.
Run, boys!
Really was fearing here that these guys would be also going for Azek, but luckily they landed, so I could land Azek too, but I landed him in the front line rather than have him fight with these Morgos Mangy Marauders. Since they are running, that's great. Little pause here. Oh, they didn't take... Okay, then I did not say anything.
This magic is death magic. Smash 'em! It's a fight! Get 'em, lads! Yeah, boy! Moving fast! Moving fast! Moving fast! Let's fight! Run, boys! Smash 'em! Shifty! Moving fast!
Daggers out!
Moving fast! Alex, you're talking gibberish! Full talk!
This stinks!
Run, boys! Jump again! Run, boys! Shifty! Beautiful! Back!
fucking falls.
Let's fight! Let's fight!
Let's have 'em!
Let's smash!
And yeah, there we have it. So that should be the recording. And I think I will stop it here today and see if YouTube uploaded what I basically streamed just now. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a nice day and bye. Wait. Should really... Oh, damn it. No. Okay, great. Have a nice day. Bye.